Hey everyone, Rick Albert here. Today I'm going to talk about why you're seeing building of new construction in areas like Westwood and Beverly Hills and not in Reseda and Pacoima. Let's get started. Okay, so you drive around LA, right? You're like, oh, construction, and we're not talking remodels. We're talking ground up, new framing, plumbing, everything brand spanking new. And you're probably wondering, why do I keep seeing that in Beverly Hills, Hollywood Hills, but I don't see it in Reseda, even the flats of Granada Hills. Why aren't we seeing it there? And I'm about to tell you why. And it really comes down to the cost of construction, right? It costs so much to build. I'll give you a great example. Labor alone can cost anywhere from $200 to $250 per person per day. So having 4 workers on your property working is going to cost you $1,000 a day. You work 30 days, that's $30,000, and we haven't even touched materials yet. Right? And that doesn't matter where you build. You can build that in Reseda, Westwood, whatever. Now take systems, the plumbing, HVAC, drywall, plywood, electrical. All those things cost the same no matter where you're building. Right? It's not like you're paying a premium on that pipe because you're transporting it to Beverly Hills. That pipe costs the same wherever you go. So because of that, we kind of have to make a business decision. Well, if my dollar is going to go further in these higher end neighborhoods because of the virtue of the neighborhood and the cost to build's the same, I might as well build there, right? So to build, in other words, before you even get to finishes, the flooring, the tile, all that, it's going to cost the same to build a 3,000 square foot house in Reseda as it would in Westwood. Just the base of it cost the same. But the margins are bigger in the more expensive neighborhoods, right? Because your dollar just naturally goes farther, right? It could be, new construction in Reseda might be $500 a square foot versus Westwood might be $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a square foot. So costs the same to build, but your dollar goes farther. Now let's talk about finishes. You might do laminate in Reseda versus engineered hardwood in Beverly Hills. Yes, there is a premium in cost, but again, you're making it up in the location. So labor is the same. The systems, the main shell of the home, costs the same. Therefore, it's just a matter of where you build it. I hope that makes sense. It is truly a problem that we have here in California, specifically in LA. There's a lot of building codes, such as having what's called Title 24, and that's more energy efficient things. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it just adds on to the cost. So if you're gonna build it, you gotta build somewhere, especially because buyers aren't necessarily paying a premium, right? I might talk about that in a future video about solar panels, but here in LA, I'm not seeing much of a premium for solar panels. Right? I mean, think about it. Conceptually, if someone can afford a $3 million home, do you think they really care about their electricity bill? They're gonna, that's just not something to think about. And if you're in, the Resedas of the world, the Pacoimas of the world, yeah, the solar panels might mean something, but at the end of the day, it's they have to compensate. It costs a minimum, and I actually have an article that I posted on rickalbertonline.com about this. At a minimum, when you take into account buying the land, materials, everything, and making a little bit of profit, you're looking at maybe $1 million resale. And that's going to be building in Reseda, in the Pacoimas, all that. It's no one's spending that kind of money on brand new construction in those neighborhoods. So you don't even have a buyer for it. So even if you did build it, there's no one to buy it. Unless you drop the price, and then you're losing money. So if you're a developer, you're effectively forced to build in these higher end areas. Now, of course, there's exceptions to every rule. There is the small lot ordinance, right? You take one lot and build effectively 5, 10 detached townhouses, but they're classified as single family. that's an option. You know, the apartments, the condos, things like that, basically spreading out the cost because you only bought one piece of land. Those are the exceptions, but typically that's why you're seeing all this construction happening in these higher end neighborhoods. I'd love to get your thoughts. I'd love to create a solution on how we can build affordable housing in Los Angeles because there's people who genuinely need it. Comment below, DM someone you think that might be interested in this video. Please share it. I love you all. Have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon.